G'day everyone, I am IamNeilzie, and most of you woke up the other day to the new DLC, the Executives and Other Criminals DLC, and it gave us quite a lot of new content. So this is what I did the other day. Once it finally downloaded after about 4 hours, I spent an hour just going around checking everything out. So basically in this video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a preview. We're going to speed it double time so we can get through everything quite quickly, cut down the hour. So this is a customized apartment. Now the only apartment that you customize is the Eclipse Towers. You don't get to choose what kind of sofa you have or what kind of rug you want. They are set styles that you need to choose from. I chose this one and it seemed to be, quite clean, crisp, quite nice. This is kind of like how I would like my house to be. They have changed the layout quite a lot. This is kind of like, well, this is the penthouse of the Eclipse Towers. So you still get the same amount of rooms as you would in a normal one. However, they did change the layout quite substantially. So it looks pretty cool. And it wasn't that expensive either to do. You can change as well. So you can decide if you want to get a new little layout, you can change, but you have to pay for that whilst you're in your apartment. Now the next new thing were the mansions. However, they're called stilt houses, so I guess you can call them a mansion. On the outside they look pretty crappy, but on the inside they look very, very nice. Prices do range quite vary here, and there's quite a lot of them to choose from. So pick and choose which area you want to go in. Not so much by the way the house looks on the outside, because on the inside they are all pretty much the same anyway. Probably one annoying thing that we have found by these stilt houses is that we kind of expected the mansions to be inside and outside. It's kind of what you really think when you bought a mansion, that you have the luxury of the pool to use privately as well. However, everything is indoors and everything on the outside belongs to the community. So you can't go onto your own balcony or anything. Though you do have the same kind of amount of rooms that everyone else does on the normal apartments that we used to have before. Just a completely new layout. The next thing we're going to do is we've bought our yacht. I spent a lot of money on this goddamn yacht, so it better be bloody worth it. But we'll get to that in just a second. First we're going to go and have a look at this VIP. So you can register as a VIP. You need to have $1 million in your bank account. You can type what organization you want to be. So I'm going to be the Monkey Mercenary. However, it didn't have enough letters by one letter. Come on. So we had to change it to the abbreviated Monkey Mercenary. So once you have become a VIP, you get this little ring circled around you. Now you're a VIP, you can hire staff and you'll be able to change their uniform and everything. We'll get to that a little bit later on though. So what we're going to do before we get into that is we need to call the captain on our phone. Now the captain, funnily enough, is an Aussie. I didn't realise this at first until I tried to call him again later on, and I assumed it was because I had an Australian flag on my yacht.
This is your captain, Brendan.
So Brendan is the Australian captain, and he's going to be Australian to everybody no matter where you are in the world. So it's kind of cool to have a little bit of an Aussie touch in this game, even if it's just like one person. I know in some story mode there was an Australian there as well, and I actually think it was this guy, or he was the pilot. Not 100% sure, I can't really remember. But anyway, that's not important. Let's check out this yacht. We all wanted to see what this yacht was going to be all about. You got to name it. You got to change its color. You got to change quite a lot on it. However, it cost a hell of a lot of money. It cost me about $10 million, which cost a few shark cards. That's what I can say for sure. So we set the Australian flag on top. You could barely see it. We changed the name, and it says Australia on the back. We got to change the colour, and we got to change the hand railings to pure gold, which I thought was pretty cool. The hot tub, you can take a seat, and then as soon as you step in, he strips off, which is a little bit of surprise, and it's not something that you would normally happen. If you wanted to go in a hot tub, you wouldn't just automatically strip off. Now up here, we have our own private chopper, which says B on the side, which stands for boss. Yep, that's me. And It's quite light. So when you went to take off, I crashed it straight into the water. So I'm going to say I deliberately did that to see what would happen if I crashed the chopper, whether I need to pay for it. And luckily enough, there was no notification saying that, oh no, you've crashed your private chopper, you have to pay this much to get it fixed. There was nothing, which was pretty cool. So it looks like it will be something that will respawn, and whenever you need it. You can call for that chopper using Captain Brian. Now inside is this here, so you've got a few beds that you'll be able to use, not really get a lot of sleep with because your character just doesn't sleep. Nice big bathroom, which you probably won't use. There is ammo laying around the places, as you can see on screen. There's some in here. It's mainly in this level where you can see the ammo. We've got a few interesting rooms that seem pretty useless, but I'm sure maybe down the track there will be use for it. I think this yacht right now is a very expensive yacht. It's a very, very expensive thing to have in the game for not a lot of use other than using it as a possible apartment. So you do get that 5th apartment choice now, and you can make this your 6th apartment because you can set your spawn location here. We've got our own barmaid who's going to serve me a drink, and it looks like you'll be able to have some pretty cool parties in your apartment. This is something that your apartments need. Maybe mansions need this as well. Maybe you should be able to hire people to work inside your mansion. That would be pretty cool, like the barman. Now, something that you don't have on here is the captain. Where the hell is the captain? You can't get into his room. You can't get into the front deck. I think that's going to come later though. Okay, we did see some screenshots of that. Now, as you can see back there, we got the second helicopter pad, and you can also lean against the rail, which I thought looked pretty cool. I don't know what use it's going to have. It's just simply just going to be able to lean against the rail. So back to what I was saying before about this captain's area. I'm assuming it's going to come in later. I reckon there's going to be some game modes where you'll be able to play with your yacht, which I think, you know, something needs to happen. Something really does need to happen to make the yacht a little bit more useful. However, do take note, you do get a few vehicles. So you do get that chopper that hasn't respawned yet. You get the dinghy, you get the little speedboat, and you get a couple of jet skis as well. So this all will always respawn. Now, the chopper did respawn, so we're going to have a little fly around with this. I did quite enjoy flying this chopper. As you do know, I do like to fly choppers in this game. They are very agile, that you can fly around buildings really well. And I do find myself that I've got a good skill to fly these choppers now, as I've been doing them quite a lot. If you are a regular to my channel, you may or may not know that I do really like to do these special crate drops that come out ever so often. So this is going to be very handy because I do have this apartment that is quite close to where a chopper spawns. So I set that to my spawn location when these are special crate drops, so I can get into a chopper really quickly. But I may be able to get rid of that now, knowing that I can get my own chopper to fly anytime I want, as long as I'm on my yacht, which is pretty cool. So it's time to check out the cars. Now I only bought 2 cars because I'm running out of cash. This is the Empore Nightshade. It cost 585,000, which is a pretty good price. However, I don't get to upgrade it yet until I get a little bit more money into my bank account. So I'm just going to drive it around here just so you can see what it's like. It seems like a pretty heavy car with a lot of power. As you saw when leaving my apartment, then my wheels just span. So the acceleration is going to be pretty poor in this car. However, it may change when you upgrade it. But that is something that we will check out later on when I get a little bit more cash, and I'll update this car, and I'll do a little series of the cars that I have got as well. I need to do a garage tour, and with these new cars I will eventually do one with that as well. So I've got a couple of garages that we'll probably do a tour with. So I'm just going to stop talking now so you can spend some time listening to this car. So it sounds pretty cool, and I really look forward to upgrading this car just to see what we can do extra for this car. It should be pretty cool. We'll do that in the next week or so. So I went out and purchased another vehicle which we're going to have a look at right now. It's called the Bravado Valeria. It cost us $695,000, which, you know, it's a pretty good price. It's probably what it should be. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this car because we want to move right forward. I will be doing a video on these cars, like I mentioned before. So stay tuned for that. That'll be in the next week, I imagine. But I will say, out of the two cars that I did purchase, this one does handle a little bit better. It's got a bit better pickup, and it will probably be a lot more useful. However, that big window in the back is pretty exposed, so hopefully you'll get some fenders that go over the top of that. Righto, so now let's look at the Secure Serve menu, into your interaction menu. We've got our organization name, Monkey Mercy. Now we're going to look at this style, so you can change your clothes VRP style. So we're just going to flick through all of these. So these are the styles that you have an option to choose. Now, as you can see underneath, it says bodyguard uniform. So you can change all your employees' clothes to kind of suit your organization on how you would like it to be. There is a glitch where you can end up with these clothes, and I will leave a link in the description to a friend of mine who did this already on his channel, so you can go and check that out. We've also got VIP abilities, which means you can spawn in pretty much anything you want instantly. It's a lot faster than asking your mechanic to do it for you. So that's something that we will touch on a little bit later on in another video in the future, because it's time to move on to the clothing. So we've got is sleepwear, sorry, it's loungewear, so you can get to lounge around your apartment on your new yacht. Yeah, this is stuff that I probably won't purchase too soon, but it does kind of look pretty cool, your little satin pajamas. And you've also got a few new swim shorts as well. So let's move on to the weapons. We're going to start with the Switchblade, which costs $1,696. And if you are a VIP, you get this special VIP pattern. And we've also got the Heavy Revolver, which looks sick. I just used sick again in a sentence. I don't know why I do that. So we're going to make that orange, and we're going to go check that out. So I ended up having to pull out this lady out of the car. I feel so sorry for her because I didn't really want a car. I just wanted to shoot her in the back. And look at that power. It knocked her a good meter ahead of her. So it's quite powerful, this gun. It's a one shot. Now let's look at this blade. Look at this. This looks really cool. So when I flip this blade out, he just flips it out. It looks very, very stylish. Ready? Yeah, that looks great. And then let's go attack. So yeah, that was the most morbid part of the video, going up and stabbing people. Right here, what I do to this cop. And I got my well-deserved right there too. So that was a little rundown on the new DLC. I hope you did enjoy it. As you can see, I've spawned the chopper onto the beach, so I call the captain and I get to fly over to my yacht. I gotta say, the yacht does look really cool, and I am going to enjoy having people over, hanging out on my yacht, and probably hanging out on their yacht as well. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you do hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to my channel. And like I did mention before, we will do more videos about this DLC coming up very, very soon. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.